You know why Ratan Tata built Nano? Because he asked the right questions. If he had asked the wrong questions, probably we would have never seen a Nano. But he asked the right question. How it happened? How Nano happened? In 2022, in an interview with National Geographic, Ratan Tata talked about the Tata Nano. He said once when he was driving, he saw a family on a scooter who were on their scooter fell before him. They were all scattered here and there with their bike. And that is when he started thinking, I need to make something that will be safer for the Indians, for the middle class. And the question that he was asking is, how can I make a safer two-wheeler? And he started thinking and doodling. He was an architect. As he was doodling, and he was asking how to make a two-wheeler safe. That's where finally he decided that a car would be the safest. A very low priced car would be more suitable for the Indian middle class family. And there the Nano came. If he had not asked the right questions, we would not have seen a Nano. Now, whether it is successful or not is a secondary thing, but he came up with this idea. Wrong questions will get you the wrong candidates. Wrong questions can lead you into wrong inventions or wrong products or services, and your entrepreneurial journey may fail. A wrong question, and you may be declined by someone whom you like and want to get married. And therefore, also, a wrong questions can keep you financially poor and struggling. So there are many questions, there are many wrong questions that people who are struggling with financially ask. But today we'll focus on just the top three in today's video. Hi, I'm Frankie Fernandez. I'm a certified financial planner and a marriage coach. My goal is to help young families build their wealth and their marriage together. And I know that a financially struggling family are not happy. The relationship between the husband and wife can never be the best because they're often struggling with money. And in today's video, we will look at this. So I urge you, my friends, if you're sitting alone and watching alone, call your wife or call your husband or ask her or him to watch it separately. But please together watch this so that you as a family will only ask the right questions, and you will throw away all the wrong questions from your life, which will keep you financially struggling. But the right questions will help you financially become free very soon. So let's get into today's video. 3 wrong money questions that people struggling financially ask. Question number 1. How can I get rich quickly? Those struggling with money, who live paycheck by paycheck, every month they have a struggle. They often fantasize or dream about making quick money, lots of money very quickly. Remember, when you ask a question repeatedly, and you may not be verbally asking this question, but it may be in your head, subconsciously you may be asking, how do I make money quickly? What will you do? You will actually fall prey. You'll fall into a trap to actually make money quickly. And what are the things you could do? You will go after get rich quick schemes. And one of them very, very common in today's times is intraday trading, or FNOs, which is futures and options. Now, why do people do this? Because they want to make quick money within a few minutes or within a few days. They want to make a lots of money. And so they try to keep doing this, intraday trading, FNOs. And what happens? What is the result? SEBI, the Indian Financial Services Governing Body, Securities and Exchange Board of India, tells that more than 90% of those doing FNOs are actually losing. They've lost lakhs of rupees per person. So if you're struggling and you want quick money, what's happening? You're actually getting deeper into the trap. Trading tips on stocks. You look for trading tips on stocks because mostly those penny stocks, those small stocks, 1 rupee, 2 rupee stocks, 5 rupee stocks. You watch Instagram reels or you watch shorts or videos where you get tips. And how will these tips help you? So that you can invest a few thousands and get X number of times that money. That's why you look for these tips, because your question was wrong. How to make quick money? Cryptocurrency. You want to buy cryptocurrencies because you want to make quick money. You want to make lots of money very quickly. IPOs. You want to buy IPOs, so you keep applying for IPOs, keep applying for IPOs. And most of the IPOs you do not get allotment. What happens? You actually blocked your money months together, which could have actually earned. So all these questions are leading you to do this, right? So these things, the question when you ask get quick rich, these are the things you'll be drawn to. And all these things, they're all risky, and they do not give you the returns. Your money gets blocked or you lose your money. You actually further get into financial struggles because of this. And as I was thinking how to make quick money, that guaranteed there will be money. And I could think of only two things: fast money. Either have a lottery or do cyber fraud. Now, both are bad. Now, cyber fraud is terrible. Now, I don't recommend cyber fraud, but this is where people make a lots of money, crores of money, but it'll land you into jail for the rest of your life because it's a criminal offense. What about lottery? Lottery, the probability of a lottery is 1 in 75 million. 75 million is 7.5 crores. The 1 in 7.5 crores, which is impossible. In 7.5 crores, one person gets it. So there is absolutely no chance. So what do? You can't keep asking wrong questions. Wrong questions will lead you in the wrong directions, and the wrong directions will actually make you financially struggle much more. You keep getting deeper into the pit. So the only remedy is, like Ratan Tata, ask the right questions. He had a desire for the middle class who were riding bikes. So he had that question, the right question, and that led to something wonderful. So what should be the right question? So the right question is, how can I grow my wealth over time? Now, the one who knows about money and knows how people have grown their wealth, whether it is the celebrities, whether the industrialists, or whether it is the CEOs or the top management, the top executives, none of them have made their wealth in 1 day, 10 days, or even in a year. They have spent years. Sachin Tendulkar spent years training. The Ambanis have spent years of hard work, right? And even Ratan Tata or all the other industrialists that we talk about, or the top CEOs of these big companies, they worked hard, and over the years, they have grown their wealth. So it doesn't come easy. It comes gradually. And that is the right question to ask. How do I do it? How do I grow my wealth? When you ask the right questions, you get the right answers. And the first question you will ask is how to grow in my skills so that I can get better opportunities, higher salaries. How to grow my skills. And when you ask this question, what happens? You try to grow your skills, take up courses, learn, and then apply for better jobs. And that is one of the best ways to grow your wealth. When you look for right options, when you ask the right questions, how to grow my wealth, gradually you find out the right options, and equities are the right options where your wealth will grow. Then you will set aside money to save in SIPs. That is the right way to grow your wealth gradually over time. You'll become financially literate. When you ask the right questions, you will probe into the right options by watching the right videos, by reading the right books. Because you have asked the right question. You'll take up courses where you will learn about money. You'll talk to financial experts because you have asked the right question. How do I grow my wealth? You'll make the right decisions because of your right questions. And this is the way to grow your wealth. You see what a right question can do. On one hand, the wrong question, how to get rich quickly. And on the other hand, you have a question, how to grow your wealth over time. And this is so powerful. This will lead you into the right directions. And actually, one day you will grow your wealth. Trust me. I'm telling this by experience, not just my experience, but thousands and lakhs and millions others who have talked about it. Ask the right question. So that was question number one. What is the second wrong question people who financially struggle ask? Where can I borrow from this month? Where can I borrow from this month? A very tragic question. When you are asking this question, you're no doubt struggling financially, but you're also deep in debt. And you've got into a culture of taking loans. And I have seen, talked, and discussed with such people who take loans. And they have this mentality about how to take new loans, how to take new loans. And let me tell you, this is a very tragic question. This question number two. And I hope you will never have this question. If you are having this question, you must get rid of this question. Then what will these questions lead to? And what have I seen in families who have such questions? More often than not, such families already have a home loan. They have taken a huge loan in their 30s, which is not the right age, but they have taken. And when they do not have enough for their day to day expenses and they want to buy things, what they do, they pledge their gold and they take more loans. Gold loan. And that this although the gold is a security, but the problem with this taking loans is you can use this loan for anything. You can use this loan for a consumer durable, maybe a big TV at home or a refrigerator or whatever, or you can even use it for probably for the down payment of the home or a part down payment of the home, or you could use for anything. But you are thinking, you are creatively thinking how to take more loans. And when you want to buy a car, what do? You go for a car loan. You already have these two loans, you go for a higher loan. And then when you do not have enough money for buying that car or that home, where you're falling short of money, what do? You take personal loans, which is the worst thing anyone can do. Personal loans have no security, so they are much higher in interest, and they have less tenure, so your AMIs are very high. You don't get tax exemption whatsoever. Then, because you have a very tight budget, hand to mouth, and even your expenses are exceeding your income, what do? Swipe the card and don't pay on the due date. It becomes a credit card loan. Then you also look for chit funds where you can invest a small sum of 500,000, but in between you can take a huge, you can actually withdraw and cut short, right? You cut short your whole journey so that you can have loans. When you ask, from who do I take a loan this month? This is where it leads to. I have personally talked to families who are actually having all these loans. It's gradually building because the question is, which loan do I take? How do I actually spend for this month? Or how do I buy this? How do I do this? Do that? Which loan do I take? So what is the remedy for this? When you take such loans, what happens? You're actually getting deeper into the hole which you dug, because you are getting deeper into your struggles. Your financial struggles are actually multiplying when you take more loans. When you reduce your loans, you are actually going down the path of recovery. But the problem is, once you get deep into this, many families I've seen, many individuals I've seen, they get deeper and deeper into it. And then finally, There are people who also take hand loans, which means they take loans from your friends and relatives, because by then, no organization, no institution is lending money to you. This is the worst that can happen. Yes, there are some people who start with hand loans and get into a trap. And this is the worst of all the loans. Again, hand loans, personal loans, credit card loans. These are terrible loans. What do? You ask the right question. How can I reduce my loans this month? Asking the right questions will lead you to the right path and will actually help you become financially free much earlier than you expected. Because when you have loans, you are actually going backward. However much you save and invest, when you take loans, you go backward. Please watch my video on get rid of your loans, and also 3 things that will slow down your wealth building. And I mentioned about loans. So loans are terrible. So the right question, once you follow the right question, once you ask the right question, what do? You start saving to repay your loans. When you say, how do I repay my loans this month? You start saving. You start setting aside. You see the difference? On one hand, you have someone who's asking, which loan can I take? And they keep on taking more loans. And on the other hand, you have somebody who's saying, how do I repay my loan this month? And when you ask the right question, it leads you to save, to repay loans. You start saving. So, I want to repay this loan. I want to repay this loan. You are obsessed with repaying your loans, not taking new loans. You use your bonus, which you get, to repay the loans because you are thinking about it. You're asking that question. If you didn't ask that question, what would you do with the bonus? You would actually take that money and buy something. Even your hike in salary is to save. You will save and repay the loans. You will not use that hiked salary and buy things. Those who are deep into debt, they don't know how to save. They only know one thing, and that is to spend. And what are they doing? They're actually spending. So every time they get a bonus, a hike, they're spending. And once that is exhausted, they go for loans. And in fact, when they get a hike in salary, they think, oh, my repaying capacity is gone up. I can take one more loan. Those who ask the right questions repay. They have a strategy to repay the loans. They repay the smallest or loan with least interest. The smallest of loans is also called a snowball method. Snowball method means you're actually a small loan keep becoming bigger because of the rolling of the snow. So snowball method is you actually reverse that. You take out the first layer, the second layer, the third layer, and actually you finally repay all your loans. So you see, what is the power in a right question? You ask the right question, how can I repay my loans this month? And you start saving, you start collecting, you start thinking about repaying. And what happens as a result? One day you will repay all your loans, you will start saving, investing, and you're growing your wealth. You see the reverse that happens. So ask the right questions, friends. And now for the last and the final question. When will I have a good salary to start saving? When will I have a good salary to start saving? This is again yet another bad question, a wrong question. Because the focus is on the salary, not growing your wealth, not saving, nothing else. But when will my salary grow? So they look for a huge salary and then they think, oh, now I can start saving. It's a faulty thinking. That thinking will actually keep you struggling financially because you're not saving. So what happens when you ask this question? See, remember, a good salary that somebody thinks of, a good salary is elusive, which means elusive simply means not easy to find. So somebody who's dreaming about a good salary, it's elusive because you don't have a number. You don't have the math with you. You're often thinking, once I get a good salary, a good jump in my salary, I'll start saving. So it's elusive. You're obsessed with looking for hikes. So you're not focusing on your skills. You're not focusing on savings. You're not focusing on investing. You're not focusing on managing your money. You're obsessed with a hike in your salary. And that is so damaging for somebody who wants to grow in their career. Never, you will never be able to grow in your career or grow your wealth. Such a question that when will I get a good salary? Your financial progress is delayed because you keep thinking about a new salary. And there is no guarantee that you'll get a new salary very soon. There is no time limit. It is not like waiting for a train to come on the platform where there is a time, or a bus or a flight. A big salary, a good salary, next hike, we don't know. Probably the next, obviously, in the next cycle, pay cycle, but that pay cycle may not give you that good salary, or you may not get it. When you ask that question, when will I get a good salary to start saving or investing? You're ignoring the power of small savings. You're ignoring the power of small saving. So, how do we get rid from this wrong question? Ask the right question. And what is the right question? How much can I save this month from my present salary? Now, this is a good question, a powerful question. How much can I save from my present salary? Now, this is a mindset, a growth mindset, somebody who will grow their wealth. And what happens when you ask this right question? When you ask the right question, a magic takes place. And what happens here? You first thing, you start preparing a budget and earmark savings. What do you do? With your salary, you start budgeting. The day your mindset changes and you ask the right question, okay, this month I want to start saving, this month I want to start savings. What do I do? And what you do is you take your maybe an Excel or maybe a notebook and write down all your expenses, your income and your expenses, and you say, where can I cut down so that I can save this month? Maybe save 10% or 15 or 20%. And more often than not, almost all the time, especially the cases that I've talked to, almost all the time, they are able to save by just cutting down their expenses, unnecessary expenses. Because our expenses are a pool of good expenses and bad expenses, unnecessary expenses and necessary expenses. So when you start preparing a budget, actually you start earmark new savings because you ask the right question. How do I start saving? Then what happens? You set aside some money every month, even if it is small, 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, 2000 rupees, whatever is the money you set aside. Now that is what happens when you ask the right question. Then you start building a corpus gradually. Gradually you start building a corpus. And then every bonus or hike, you increase your savings and your investing. And it grows. So the damage that wrong questions can cause, and on the other hand, the, the growth, the productivity, or the financial freedom that you get when you ask the right questions. So it's all on your questions. And you may not ask these questions, but it may be in your head, somewhere in your subconscious mind, you're asking, you're thinking, and actually you're asking. Right now, what are you asking? Just ask yourself. Just think. When it comes to money, what are the money questions that you're asking? Please let me know in the comment box what is the money question that is there in your mind right now, which is preventing you from growing your wealth. And if you have the right questions, please also let me know in the comment box which are the right questions you're asking so that those who are watching will benefit from your questions. Please do that. So, what are those three wrong questions? How to get rich quickly? What loan do I take this month? Or finally, when will I get a good salary to save and to invest? But the right questions are, how can I grow my wealth over time, gradually? Which loan will I repay this month? And third is, how can I save money with my existing salary? So, how did you find this session on the right questions? On the wrong questions, actually. If you have liked, let me know in the comment box or give me a thumbs up and let me know. Write in the comments what you liked, what you didn't like, and what is it that you are looking for in my future videos. If you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and become a part of this community. And my goal is to help you and your family to grow your wealth. Thank you for watching this video till the end, and I will see you soon with some other good questions.